Hey everybody, welcome to another installment of Work Your Career Wednesday. We have a great show for you as we wrap up the Corey Jackson series, but wanted to take a quick minute and tell you about White Husky Films. Let me tell you, I talk every week about White Husky. I got to tell you, Steven is shooting a video for me, a music video for a song that I've always wanted to do one for. And let me tell you, it is spectacular. He has an eye that is just awesome. So whatever you want to document, whatever it is, music video, a conference, a commercial, Steven Saldana is the guy you want to go to. So the number is on the screen along with the website www.whitehuskyfilms.com. I tell you, dream, create, record. You will be so glad you went with White Husky. Now on with the show. So today we wrap up the Corey Jackson series. Today we're going to learn about really the kinds of things that sustains him, more keys to success, and get ready to find out who the best coach he has ever had. So stay tuned. You will be glad you did. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Corey Jackson, Part 3.
Is the person that instilled or perhaps still is mentoring you? People are going to kill me if I don't ask this question. Who is the best coach you ever played for? And that's the number one. But number two, but really what I'm asking is, who is the person that poured into your life that, you really learned from to bring you where you are today as a leader?
I'll tell you this. So it happened early for me. I didn't realize it though. I think a lot of times we don't. But my pops, man, like my dad. My dad. So when I was growing up, I was really little. My dad worked at this cotton mill, 16-hour days. Man, he would come home soaking wet. I'm talking about it can be 30 degrees outside. He's
sopping wet.
Because he's in this place and it's like 120, 130 degree temperatures, and he's there for 16 hours, right? My pops have, it's 5 of us, 5 kids, a wife, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm a little kid. My pops come home one day. I'm a kid, I don't know that he's quit his job, right? 5 kids and a wife. My parents going back and forth, Mom upset because we got these 5. We all about a year or so apart. So it's not like you got 5 kids spaced out. We were all like back to back to back to back to back, right?
Yeah.
This is grown man conversation right now. So he was working at this plant, was up for this promotion. Mm-hmm. Didn't get the promotion. So they called everybody in the room, say, hey, listen, we're not gonna give you the promotion. We're gonna give it to this guy. So Corey, we're not gonna give you the promotion. We're gonna give it to Tom, right? Mm-hmm. So my dad was like, okay, fine, that's okay. Everyone's leaving the room. They call my dad back in the room. Now, part of the backstory is the promotion that they were given, my dad was working the job temporarily over a period of time, right?
Okay.
Call my dad back in the room and say, hey, listen, I know that, you thought you should get this role, but we gave it to Tom. But we need you to train Tom on how to do this job. My dad lost it.
I bet he did.
So now he said the last thing he remembers is grabbing his coat and he's out of there, right?
Right.
So just to kind of wrap it up, my dad was out of work and he had to figure out what his next move was going to be. Mm-hmm. He said he was driving one day, was passing this building and it was empty. And he said, man, I could put a business in there, but he doesn't have a business. He sees the number, calls the guy and says, hey, man, I think I want to, try to get this building. Mm-hmm. Don't have no money. So he meets with the guy. Guy likes him. They have a conversation. So the guy said, yeah, you know what? I think you a man of your word. I think you can, do a good job here. Let's come to agreement on the numbers. My dad's like, listen, I ain't got no money, So he told the guy though, said, here's my plan and here's what I can do. And I know I can pay you. The guy believed him, trusted him, gave him the keys to the building.
Go for it.
He opens up this car wash, man. And I was
Oh, wow.
because that happened, Bradley, the day weekends or school breaks or summer breaks,
You
I
were
was able to
working.
see my dad
Yeah.
every.
Yeah.
I was able to see how he treated people, how he hired people. And just to kind of
Man.
not make it go too long, but so the
No, as long as it does not matter. Long as, come on.
building that he had was in his location, one perfect location at the time, because right up the street was this little retail spot called Walmart, right? This
Okay.
discount store, right? And so
Yeah.
and so when he opened it up, it went crazy. But the other part
Man.
about it was there were people in the back. So in the back of the building was like, we live in South Carolina, so it was like kind of wooded, and just
Mm-hmm.
these people that were in the back were like, they called them winos. There were people that they just sit out there
Oh,
all
yeah.
day,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. And I see my dad hire some of them,
Come on. I was about to say, don't tell me you hired some. Come on.
got them off of alcohol,
Mm.
got their driver's license, got them a home. Like, he worked with the people that nobody wanted to be around. Everybody respected him. Nobody came into his business and took anything or stole anything, or like, he treated everyone fair. I saw it up close and personal.
Mm.
And so when you see me get on the bus at 19, I didn't have no kids. I didn't have no family to depend on me, no wife to depend on me. That was an easy decision for me because I saw it before. I saw it from a grown man with 5 kids and a wife that knew that this wasn't fair, and he knew it was a better way, and he did it. And so, he was the biggest influence, and still the biggest influence in my life today, because the way he moves is so different.
Wow.
And I never lose that connection with what he taught me over that time. And by the way, he didn't even force it on me. I was trying, like I was so eager to be around him that, like, I would get up so early and get in the truck and be sitting in the truck when he get in there, because I was small.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, honestly, he didn't want to take me because I was small, and it was like, kid, get in the way. But he had to respect the fact that I was up early. Like, he didn't ever have to wake me up. I didn't need an alarm clock. I was up sitting in his truck by the time he got there. And so, we have a strong connection to this day because of that. He was like, man, I never seen a little kid like that, man. He was just like, you just wouldn't go away, man. He was just like latched. and it was just an amazing thing. And then the last thing I would say for anyone that's a parent, I don't care if you're mother, father, things that you don't think matter to your kids, right? So I used to be with my dad, and a lot of people know him because he runs the car wash and everything. And people just come up to him and start talking, right? And without fail, if it was someone that I didn't know, he would stop them. He would say, hey, this is my son. Let me introduce you to my son right here. And he would do it every single time. And he would be, but it wasn't the fact that he would do it. It was the fact that how proud he was when he was doing it. And
so cool.
and my sister asked me maybe about a month or two ago, like, man, where do you get all this confidence from? And I told her, I said, man, Pops used to introduce me to everybody. Like, I was like the most important person in the world every time. Like how somebody come on the stage and you get ready to introduce. I felt like that every time he would introduce me. It's like, wow. And so what you say and do with your kids matter, even if you think it doesn't.
Corey, I mean, I'll just say it. I feel like the journey that you went through, I believe was ordained. I believe that God has had his hand on you from the moment that you were being knit.
Yeah.
For such a time. I'll tell you, we live in some crazy times. For that to be modeled so clearly and definitely and beautifully, and then for you to really be that model, there's not what your experience is rare for a lot of people. And now you are able to be that model. You know, you have people that you've touched lives that you have no idea about. And that is the kind of life one, in my opinion, should strive for. But it's funny, in the striving, it's usually the people that where it just comes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because what I find is that people that do anything, 90% of it's just showing up. 90% of it's getting on the bus. 90% of it, I mean, but think of it this way too. If you would have listened to that first coach that said, look, you need to be playing football, you'd have never had that tape.
Yep.
For the 30.
Yep.
That put you in the NFL. I just, there's so many lessons, so much gold, so much in your story. It's so rich and so deep. And I really appreciate you being so transparent about it. Really.
I appreciate you having the opportunity to have this discussion. Like I said.
And I'm not even trying to end it. I just wanted to thank you for real, because but seriously, doing this show, man, I have talked to a lot of folks. I've talked to a lot of people, and I feel like God is putting people. I never thought in a million years that you'd say yes to doing this, but I'm so glad you did. And you've blessed me so immensely just in this conversation. It's one of those things where the common denominator for the people that I've interviewed so far, and really people that I've known in my life that have achieved a high level of success, is showing up, being real about whatever mistakes have happened, learn from them, but having that spiritual foundation is key. And realizing that, and really appreciating the fact that God has had his hand on that person for the entirety of their life. I remember one time I was going through some really bad stuff, and I had the audacity of saying this, Corey. I said, my uncle was asking me about something. He says, well, I believe, what was that? So I believe the Lord's had his hand on you this all the time. You've gone through some crazy stuff. We can swap stories. We'll do it later. And I had the audacity of saying, well, Uncle Denzel, I felt his hand shift, and it was the scariest place on earth. Look here. If God would have shifted his hand off me, I would not be sitting here talking to Corey Jackson and getting life lessons and leadership mentoring, for me and everybody else that's going to be watching this. So I just really appreciate you being so transparent, so humble, and a lot of things make sense. I would encourage everyone watching this, go connect with Corey on LinkedIn. When you're on your bike, I'm telling you, it makes me, I'm like, I got to get one of these things. I got to at least do a quarter as good as Corey on my bike, on my bike. But the topic, I'm going off a little long here, but the topics that you present, and what I love about it is so consistent. Sometimes you get 6 likes on something or whatever, just because, Work Your Career Wednesday, for example, I picked the absolute worst week to do one of these things just so I could demolish Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I have not seen, and I watch it all the time. I sometimes I don't get it live, but I'll rewatch it. And there hasn't been a bad one. There really hasn't been a bad one. So, you are touching lives. You were doing amazing things, and just by being available. What does that feel like in terms of responsibility? What does that feel like to know? Because you got to know that, and you should know after what I just said, for the past 10 minutes. But what's the responsibility like? And for a leader that's doing what we're doing, or they're just, managing their teams and going forward, what's the responsibility like? And what, with the responsibility, what does that play into your decision making on, topics and different things that you do on LinkedIn and other places?
I want to say that, and this is the part that I feel like I've been able to master, right? When I said earlier, it's not about me, right? Mm-hmm. So when it's not about you, it can be one person on your live, and you're going to treat it like it's a million people on it, because it's not about you. And if we can really tap into that, even with my story is not about me. It's not about me, right? I was able to be used, and I was blessed to have that experience, but it was for me to be here telling you the story. Right? It was for me to share these stories and these experiences. And so if we keep that same mindset as leaders, that, we're here to share and give, you're going to receive so much. Like, I get so many messages just saying, man, that what you said really changed me. It really shaped me. It really impacted me, and that's so important, because what are we here for? If we can't do that for each other, what are we here for? The moment when Corey is about to break, or, can't go any further, I hear something that Bradley said that just break me out of that space. That's what we're here to do for each other. And if we can't do that for, even if it's the recruiters that work for me, or whether it's family members, or whether it's friends, like, if we can't do that for each other, we're wasting our time. We're wasting the time that we've been given, because there's a reason why we're here. There's a reason why we're connected with each other. There's a reason why when COVID happened, people were going crazy, because they couldn't interact with each other. Took it for granted. We took that for granted, right? And then all of a sudden we realized, when, we're in the room together, magic is happening, great things are happening. Then we understood what that meant. But at the time, we were like going crazy, like, I'm stir crazy. I can't go anywhere. I can't see any people, because what people don't realize is how connected we are. So I can walk into the grocery store and never say anything to anyone, right? But as I walk past and you catch someone's eye and you guys smile and nod at each other, something happened. Why did that happen? Right? It was something there that happened. And then that little thing could have touched me in a way that, like, man, you know what? I feel better about myself today, just because I had that interaction. No words were spoken. No one said anything. It was just an exchange that happened subtly, but it affected me and it impacted me. And we're here to impact each other, influence each other, and help each other get to where we need to be. And it doesn't always mean that we have to preach and teach and do all those things. We just have to be good people, and we have to have empathy, and we have to be patient with each other.
Best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
Best piece of advice. The best piece of advice I would say I've gotten, and this is more related to when you're deciding what you want to do, you have to work in your gift. A lot of times I may see Bradley and I'm like, man, Bradley doing that? And it looks so cool and it looks so awesome. And I'm like, man, I'm going to do that too, right? And Bradley may be uniquely configured to do that, right? And I may not be. And so we have to work in our gifts, and we have to be who we are every day. If you walk out your house every day and you can't be yourself, that's not a good space to be in. I'd rather be myself around one or two people than to have to be someone else around 100 people, right? Because that's not who we're designed to be. And a lot of times we have to make sure that we're tapping into who we are and working in our gifts, right? Because when you know that your gifts are unlimited, your gifts are infinite, you can point them in those different directions, and you're going to hit different levels of success, because the gifts are the thing, right? It's not you, right? It's the gifts. It's how we think. It's how we see. It's how the emotions that we have in each other, how we look at other people and communicate. And so these gifts that we have to work in them. A lot of times we start our life, and it's just work to live. It's work to make money. It's work to pay bills. It's work to pay credit cards. It's work to buy a car. So work, and a lot of times, and I tell people, and I'm real candid, I'm like, it doesn't take a lot to live.
Right.
But if you want to live in New York City, or if you want to live, like if you want to live in this type of house, or you want to live in, like, we choose the barriers that we bring into our lives because of our appetite. And so if Corey has an appetite for Mercedes and Range Rover, then guess what? It's going to take a lot for Corey to live, right? And so we have to figure out how to make that happen. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen. You just know that, okay, you got to figure out how to make that happen. Mm-hmm. Or you can be more simpler and say, hey, I just want to enjoy good people and hang out and make barbecue and have a good time with my family. And, but if that's living for you, and if that's life for you, then you choose that. Don't look at Corey's life and say, man, I'm going to do that because that's how it's supposed to be. No, we're all independent agents. We're supposed to decide what our life's supposed to look like, right? And I can't tell you what success is, because it's different for everybody. Success for some people today was just getting out of the bed. That was a successful thing for them, right? And so we always have to remember that.
Corey, don't go anywhere, but I got to tell you, I really hope you can come back on and spend another Work Your Career Wednesday with us. Just absolutely fantastic. And you touch my heart in every way. Tell us where we can find you.
Yeah. So, I'm mostly on LinkedIn the most, because that's just kind of my platform I like to use. So if you're on LinkedIn, definitely connect with me there. I'm also on Instagram. I'm Winning is a Lifestyle, which that's something I say a lot, because how we live is really the exemplifies what winning is. So Winning is a Lifestyle on Instagram. And that's pretty much it,
Is there a place where they can book you for speaking?
Yeah. So pretty much when it comes to speaking, people typically, we just get emails come in. And so my email.
Corey, you know what, man? I love it so much because you are so down to earth. You are just, look, I will tell you guys right now, within the sound of my voice, if you're not booking Corey Jackson to come speak, you're missing it. Get in touch with him on LinkedIn. I just love that, man. It's just so simple. It's like, well, you can send us an email. No pretense whatsoever.
Yeah, it's so funny because we never there's no website for that. There's no, like, the people that typically hire us just like they just continue to do it because there's a relationship there, and then but it's no marketing behind that. It's no, everything's word of mouth for us.
I think forgive me, but for saying, but I think the way you live your life, the way you treat people, the way, my uncle Brent always used to tell me, he said, people may forget what you say, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And I think that's all the marketing you need.
Absolutely.
That's all the marketing you need.
That, and so we don't promote that, but we get a lot of inquiries on LinkedIn. And like I said, most people just hit us directly on the email and
Beautiful.
We go there.
So winning is, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you saying that.
Brother, don't go anywhere, but get in touch with Corey. Winning is a Lifestyle, and on LinkedIn, Corey Jackson. Corey, thank you so much for joining me today for Work Your Career Wednesday. Again, I'm so blessed that you took the time And don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We're going to sign off right quick. And you have an open door anytime you want to come on, and I hope that you'll say yes next time, because we still have more to talk about.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right. For everybody at White Husky Films, I'm Bradley Clark. Thank you so much for joining us today. And remember this, that I love you and God bless you and let his face shine upon you and give you great peace. Be excellent to yourself and each other.
Hey, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed that. I got to tell you again, I've gotten so much out of this, this series. I can't tell you how much strength I've gleaned from it, and I just appreciate him taking the time that he did. And I hope you got everything I got out of it, which was quite a lot. So anyway, I hope you stay tuned for more episodes of Work Your Career Wednesday in this inaugural season. Get ready for more tips and more amazing guests. So for everyone at White Husky Films and Work Your Career Wednesday, know this, that I love you and God bless you. Let his face shine upon you and give you great peace. Be excellent to yourself and each other, and stay strong and stay the course. You most definitely got this. Talk to you guys soon.
White Husky Films. Dream, create, record. We create ads and promos for your business. We can promote your video on television, Facebook, YouTube, Hulu, and more. We do a full Google SEO analysis for you with any plan. Call us today at 305-744-1444 or visit our website at whitehuskyfilms.com. White Husky Films. You'll be glad you did.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Hey, if you like Work Your Career Wednesday and want to be notified every single time we have a new episode, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Smash it. Get a hammer and get it. And
Yeah, that's fine.
Too much?
No, that's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I love it. People want.
Do you hear Steven in the background? I was just making sure I'm going to be okay. But get that notification going. And hey, we will be letting you know, or I guess YouTube will be letting you know, when the next Work Your Career Wednesday is on. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Man, ding it, ring it, sling it, and bo-bing it. All right? And we will see you soon. Work Your Career Wednesday. Oh, great. I'm glad you stopped by. Be sure to get that subscription bell, and I'll see you there.